Hello, good evening, it's Rocco. So I moved to YouTube. Got a pause on Twitch so I can gain more quality on the stream. I also changed my point of view. The camera is now a bit from the side so you can see more from the game, as well as the in-game steering wheel now activated, as well as some differently placed plugins, and you will see in a minute. I also added adaptive light, which reacts to sound, and for night races it also acts as an ambilight according to where you drive and what the light is in the car, so it's really nice. So what it's all about? These are the new pedals. I used T-LCM from Thrustmaster for the past 2 years, and they are the best thing for the bang, or not for the bang, for the buck. Best bang for the buck, I want to say, which cost me around 180 euro to get a complete free pedal set. It has a base, you can just put it on the ground, you don't need a rig, you can drive it everywhere you want. And it has a load cell in it for 180 euros. So it has gotten a bit more expensive. As for today, you can buy it for 200 or a bit more. But one of my springs broke after daily usage, 2 years. If you believe it or not, on the gas pedal, so I put it away and took the step to get the next level of pedals available. So I never had a rig. I was using a huge table clamp from Fanatec, using my steering wheel on the table. It's a massive one with a lot of steel, and it's really heavy. The plate alone weighs about 40 kilograms. So it was usable to put a DD1 on it. So now, right now, I got this rig here. It's in tier 120 track racer. And I had to wait for my pedals many months. I pre-ordered on mid of March this year, and yesterday they arrived finally. I got my pedals, I mounted them, and yeah, they're quite different. And I felt a bit unsafe in the first. It's all about settings. They are so customizable. You can change anything from how they behave on the first sector of pressing, how far you can press them. Oh, opened the wrong app here. So I hope my sound is still there. Didn't want that. Well, hey, that's live. Yeah, you can't see it, I'm close in the background. You can change how far they travel, how they feel in the beginning, in the end, and the preload, everything. You can also change the overall strength of the braking spring here. In the end, all the force is going to your load cell, which is a directly connected load cell, not like the Forte pedals of Aztec, which I tested before. It was kind of a magic trick they used there. I didn't like, because they didn't announce it in their advertising. You are using a pretty thin load cell in it, like 1 kilogram if I'm right. And the rest was done by polymer, like a rubber you push against, and in the end it would measure your travel, not your force. But it wasn't what I needed, so I gave them back, and yeah, I had to wait. I had to wait 2.5 more months to get these here. Also Mabix tested them, and he's still using it right now. So I think it was a nice decision to wait for it. Also other competitors like using Welt, which also using a mix of load cell and polymer, but I'm not a fan of polymer, so spring and direct load cell is what I'm looking for. At the same time, I was in the market for sim grade. They came up with an even more affordable set of pedals, but yeah, the same thing. You have to wait many months. They're pre-ordered and still no reaction. So that's a pity. So if you're looking for new pedals right away, forget it. Or if you're lucky, you can get new ones or used ones from a friend or from a marketplace somewhere, but I wanted new material, so I had to wait. How I'm using them now is unchanged, out of the box. The same spring, the same travel, everything is stuck right now. Put it on the rig and yeah, just try to get on with it. Done a few laps, and like after 1 hour I'm feeling more and more confident right now. It's a good thing. So let's spin. Spin a turn. We're here on Brands Hatch Indy, which is a very small track with a wonderful new machine, my favorite toy out of the update of MS2 right now, Formula USA 23, with all the new features you can expect in other cars in the future. Setting up those pedals in the software was really easy. There are no strings attached, just connect both pedals to the box. Connect the box to one of your USB ports on the PC. Download the setup software and just start it. There's not even a setup. You just start it. And you're going to the calibration screen, which is straightforward. Just push to your desired brake pressure, press next, do the same for the throttle, and you're set. when I first connected them, there was a firmware update available. Just hit update, and I got the new firmware on the pedals. As easy as that. You see my sim up is not connected, so let's put it back on. There we go. Time trial mode. I set a time last week, and I found it got broken by a Penguin, which is a very fast guy doing lots of time trials in different cars. So of course I was trying to get it back. I might also show you the software if you like. There's not much to tell about it as it's straightforward. Let me go back to the main menu here to see the times. The nice thing about the new layout here, I no longer have to switch between this and my car view, so makes it a lot easier for me. Also, you got more space to watch the game on top of it because there are no intersecting regions here. And it was a bit of a hassle to make it fit for every car because every car has a different dashboard in it. So I had to change my wheel cam on here for every car, so in front of every race, which was kind of distracting. So I'm quite happy about it right now. And I'm planning to do a bit more UI on the outside, like a like a frame, so to say, a thin frame, to make it more even. But right now it's pretty simple but informative at the same time. You get the fuel calculation down here on the right, my pedal history in the lower right, as well as a track map with the current time, our local time in the center, time difference always visible on the lower left of the map, and the oil temperature always visible no matter what you set on a wheel. So the same thing I see in the game as well as the sim hub, a table here on the left. You can see all the drivers and laps they done, current time and difference. So it's really handy, which is not part of the game, or at least it's in the game window, but it's outside right here. Because I'm using 32:9 ultra widescreen, which doesn't fit onto this stream on this screen I'm streaming on. So I have to cut left and right a bit to make it yeah, better for you to watch. Because if you're watching a widescreen, ultra widescreen on 16:9 here on YouTube, it just doesn't work. It looks stretched out somehow. Oh look, I got it back. That's nice. At 3/10 even. Nice. So let's check out the full track. Oh, huge time there by my friend X, which is one of the top guys in time trial this year. You can see him on many tracks and combos. Insane. Also, look at the difference, 5,000 turniers, great time as well. So if I get into 107 something, I would be glad. Let's try it. And if you're new to aim is 2, you can take a ghost to have it visible while you're driving, up to 3 ghosts, and take every car setup they used here. But be advised, you can change things in your car while you're driving and it's not showing up here. So if you're changing something like brake balance and so on in the car, you will not find it in those saved setups. Just as a hint. Alright, let's go on track. You might also say hi. I know you're there. I never streamed on YouTube before, so it's a bit of different approach also for the chat. I got it on top chat right now. I want to change that. It's a good moment right now. Let's do it. Setup. Sometimes, also another hint, if you're starting a new session and you think you got your setup you used before, always good to pit one time. You're in here, go back on track and make sure that your setup is loaded. Because now I'm back on my setup I used before. Not sure if that's a bug or I didn't experience it before the update, so if you find your car behaving strangely, just go to pit once. And your setup should be loaded again. First time around here with the new pedals. Optimal. First experience I had on the new pedals was like, I have no clue where I am on the brake. It was so different. Because on the T-LCM, what I used had of course a different braking strength, which I set up with springs and washers to have it feel a certain way, and over time pedals become like a bit stucky, if that is a word even, like a bit of graininess in the pedal travel, and I always knew where I was on the car's braking range. If I pressed it hard, I knew I would be like on the 90s. If I go a bit more, I hit the 100%. Hello, fly. And on releasing the brake, which is hitting that 90% mark, so to say, is one of the key steps being consistent in a race. Don't want to lock up, especially on releasing brake when the car becomes slower. And I always knew I released my foot by a certain amount. Like this one here, you can see it on the curve, the red one. I would be on 50% like this. Now it feels a bit different because travel is a bit different. Also the power I need to press it is different on the 50 level compared to max. So it's hard to describe if you never use load cell, but it's quite common right now. And if you want to start on using load cell pedals on a budget, go for the T-LCM. They are super fine. I won a lot of races with them, and you feel confident in a short amount of time. And the best thing, they are quite consistent, so they don't change over time. And you can use it in many ways. Without a rig, you can put it on the floor, put it against the wall or something else to put it on so they don't travel away under pressure. And they just work, and they're cheap, so best price to value ratio. These ones are a bit more pricey, coming from the US. So I had it as an import. Took like 2 weeks to ship them to Germany. And I paid like 60 extra bucks to receive them. Not sure if there will be any custom fee I have to pay afterwards. Usually they request it afterwards, after importing. This car is just a dream. How it feels on the tire. The suspension, you can feel how it's working, and it's how you expect a car of this size to move. One of the big changes of this new physics are how the car behaves on a dirt patch like grass. Even on sand it feels different right now and more controllable. I can show you, if you hit a bit of grass, it's in the next left, where you tend to be going the grass just a bit. See, on the outside, hitting the grass there would result in a spin, or even here. The car now is more controllable. You can even apply brake or throttle and it's not killing you. It's like, it has an effect, but it's not overdone.